Hi, everybody, and welcome to this live. My name is Heather Aguilera, and it's nice to be on here live with you all. So, it is the 1st of August. There's so much that is transpiring right now as we're headed up to the Lions Gate. So, I want to welcome you all to this live. And just a really quick check in and announcement for this month before we get into the flow of what's happening for August. So we're stepping up into this, just leaving actually, the new moon, and then we're going to come into the full moon. So all of this is preparing us for an alignment within us. So the start of Sirius is happening. We have the Lionsgate that's happening, asking us to soften, asking us to surrender and to let go. Also to receive all that we need so we could go into those next steps of refinement. So really refining ourselves, really fine tuning what it is that we need to go into those next places forward. So thank you so much for joining. So anyways, what I have to offer this month, as you all know, I have the Moon and Womb group workshop that's going to be working with all my ladies or bleeding bodies, excuse me, who have been bleeding in the past. And anyways, it's going to help to fine tune us through the different cycles of the moon, to the different elements, and also helping to connect with yourself in a more deeper level. So this really helps us to refine. It helps us to attune to different aspects and different energies, different elements, helping us and guiding us into deeper healing on our path for within yourself, within your lineage, and within certain connections, especially having to do with sisterhoods, motherhood bonding, mother-child bonds, you and another. So this is going to help to heal and mend so we can create better communities. And as we do that, we step into more, vulnerability and places to where we get to connect with others, where we get to grow and expand ourselves, our mission, our vision. And this in turn helps us, to help others. So if that's something that you're interested in, please let me know and we could get you signed up and registered for it. But anyways, like everything else we're going through, it's the same, we need to be supported in the ways that we all gather together in community. So if you're out there and you're starting a community, please do so, or if you feel guided to do so, please step out and start in your community, in your hometown or online or whatever the case may be. Headed in that direction for community. What I always suggest is to look into your heritage, look into that more deeply, and see if you could find the teachings of your lineage, and so that's going to really, really help fine tune and really, what I notice, what happens if there's a lack of that, there's a lack of foundation. So what needs to happen is a really strong foundation in order to grow and expand in your consciousness. And when there is a lack of that, it's easy for that to break, right? It's easy for you to not be in alignment or be really scared or weary or not trust certain things. It's because you need to look for that which creates a strong foundation in you. A lot of people turn to Christ, religion, which is fine. That's okay if that's what you're in alignment with. But for most people that are on the spiritual path, they're looking for something. They're looking and searching. They're looking for the truth. And in that truth, you might find what helps you to align better is to help you go into what it is that your lineage is teaching you, what it is that your lineage comes from, whether it's Italian or Celtic or Mexica or Azteca, if it's Mayan or Native American. One of my daughter's friends, she's a Filipino, and she went to her homelands just recently, and I told her, you have the opportunity to learn from your grandparents, to learn from your elders, what was there, what made them transition into Catholicism. You know, a lot of us have been programmed and colonized to to go into Catholicism and Christianity. You know, so there's nothing wrong if that's what feeds your soul, but at the same time, you want to deconstruct and release any programming that is hindering your sovereignty. So we are headed into more sovereignty, more and more sovereignty. What does that bring us into? What does it look like for us? Stepping into more freedom and more love, more genuine love, in that beingness. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to, you know, message that in there. I could answer them. I'm not going to be on here for too long, but you know, just wanted to check in with everybody and say my piece. This is something that really means a lot to me. You know, consciousness and growing in consciousness and evolving and expanding. What does that look like for you? Could look totally different. But for me, yeah, it's ceremony. It means a lot to me. Being in right relationship, being devoted to my path, being disciplined on my path. So these are the things that mean to me. I am a guide, I am a mentor, I am a teacher in a sense, and I do help others on their path. And I have a really sweet program that is very vital that I don't share publicly. For good reason too. It's very intimate, and it's for those who are called to work with me in a more closer, intimate way. So it does involve elemental tantra. It does involve breath work. It does involve visualizations and working with the elements in certain colors. It does involve the antidotes into releasing and breaking patterns. It involves ritual practices that you could come into a practicality practice within your own daily life, working with certain rituals and elements. And you know, this is just in a natural way. This isn't a religion. This isn't me putting my beliefs onto you. It's just you adding something to what it is that is already there and enriching it and getting you on a path that helps to elevate you and structure you in a way that will catapult you forward in whatever direction that is. So that's the intention behind it. If that's something that is for you, please reach out and email me. So with August, you know, we want to always center ourselves and put ourselves in into a really, thank you. I had to come back. Hi, thank you. I'm reading the chat right now. I had to come back. It wasn't letting me text or type. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. Thank you for writing in. Yeah, if it's not letting you type in, you might need to just like Sally did, just check off and then come back on. And then it will probably might let you do it again. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but hey, it is what it is, right? It's an outlet. And anyways, what we are moving forward into is our divine destiny. It's always our divine destiny. It's always pretty much going to be the same until we as a collective maneuver and shift through this field, this wheel, right? So everyone is talking about, oh, stepping up into a higher vibration. Yeah, it's happening. All of it is happening. But we are all collectively shifting in towards more love, towards more grace, towards more beauty, and whatever that is for you. So I believe, and what I share with others is having a sovereign, sacred practice that is practical and true and easy and simple, and ways of working with elements is so sacred and special to me that I would like to share it with all of you. There's antidotes for different emotions that we feel, if you will. So if you're feeling like too attached to something, you could work with fire. If you're feeling that your pride and ego, you know, there's nothing wrong with being proud of who you are. We need to stand strong and proud of who we are. there's a grace in that. There's a certain recognition for recognizing yourself and who you are, where you've been, and what you've accomplished. You don't want to hold shame, you know. So if you need a healthy pride, working with earth is really good for that. If you're finding yourself comparing and judging another, or complaining, you know, you want to work with air. Air will help with that. And if you find yourself angry and full of anger and frustration, you want to work with some water. Water will help with that. So these are the elements that I teach in my practice, my moon and womb practice. We go deeper with it, and we work with it in different chanting. We work with it in different visualizations and meditations and prayer and energetic work with the womb space and the heart space. So a lot of the times, women and men both, in whatever body, so all body beings, all of the non-binary, I'm trying to really be conscious of the words that I use, having to do with non-binary and the LBGT community. So I have a lot of friends that are two-spirit, and they're always, you know, it's nice to have an open realm of friendships, and it's good to also for everybody to be very conscious on the words that we're speaking to each other, and how we are wanting to create a sacred container, a safe container for all beings, of all bodies, of all color, of all, you know, equality. There is a safe place for each individual or group, I feel it's very important for BIPOC and, you know, two spirits and those who are of other genders to have a safe space and safe communities within themselves. But also, if they're opening those spaces up and wanting to come into a grander community, we as a community have to recognize that, and be willing to and open and understanding the wording and the correct verbiage and language that we need to include all of those who are BIPOC and Indigenous and you know, our white folks and our non-binary. So making sure that broad range within our vocabulary is sustaining and creating a safe space for everyone. So that's what I truly believe in. We are coming into a collectiveness here. A lot of different races are embodying more power and stepping into this awareness within their own race, within their own heritage, within their own indigenous communities. I do support that in all the ways, because I feel that it's so important for all of us to find that within ourselves and find a teacher that really resonates with that to help us and guide us in the right direction. So we can all be in right relationship and making sure that our words are in alignment with our walk, with our path. So I hope that makes sense to all of you, and you too are making a difference within yourself and bringing in a conscious awareness within your wording and your prayership and your fellowship within community. So, I'm hitting that. So anyways, if you guys have any questions about what I'm offering, please feel free to write it below. I do have a Patreon that I post, and sometimes I am not the best at being on time with my Patreon, but it flows, and every month I do post a recording. And every month I do have the moon and the new moon and the full moon recording, meditation recording. So coordinating with whatever moon we're in, and then that meditation comes through and I put it on my Patreon. So those of you who are wanting to support or wanting to work with me in that way, that's one way to support. I know a lot of you are still maybe going through some of my old recordings, or have gone through some of my old recordings, and those have such, there's so much I have in there that is still relevant for today. So if you want to go back and look at the older recordings, they're really good, you know. So yeah, and most of you might be here because of the what is it, the entity removal recording, and that I made many years ago, and to help people. So, and I think it's done its job. I think it will continue to do its job. And now I've been feeling, what is that for me? You know, this is how it is on the path. We come into a place within ourselves, and we come into an awareness. And what is it? How may I serve? You know, this is a question that you may ask yourself. How may I serve? How may I offer what it is that works? And what works for me won't work for everybody, but it will work for those who feel called and feel resonated with what I have to share. And working with my culture is very important to me. Working with the elements is very important to me. Working with a very beautiful way of being within the human, within the angelic, within the Christed self, within the medicine path is very important to me as well. So you know, I do include it all. So because why I include it all, there's a saying, not to throw out the baby with the bathwater, right? And that saying is, if there's something that you've learned that was very enriching and filling for you, you don't need to throw that out. You can keep those golden nuggets. You know, you want to keep that which enriches you. You want to keep that which helps you evolve, and it really assists you in moving forward. And you could throw out the rest that doesn't serve, you know. There's a lot within how I was raised that I no longer use anymore. There's tools that I used to use that I don't resonate with anymore, so I release those. But there's a lot that I come back to. There's a lot that I do resonate with, and this is what makes a beautiful like peace, a beautiful peace to offer, a beautiful infusion of what it is that has been learned on my path. So it's sacred too. It's, you know, everybody's individual walk is sacred to them and for them, and this is what makes that individual sovereign. You know, this is how that individual walks on their sacred path, and recognizing that within yourself, and then so you're able to recognize that within another. That I just saw a really pretty butterfly come through here. So thank you so much for coming on here. As of right now, the offering is still the womb offering for all bleeding or used to be bleeding bodies. And it is a very beautiful offering. I've had such tremendous amount of healing and tremendous amount of just some beautiful beings that I've met that have traveled so far just to come see me, just to come be part of this. This is offered online, by the way. It's not, you don't have to come see me to be part of this, but it is offered online first. I only work with people who I've worked with virtually, and then I can work with you online. So in person after I've gotten to know you. So I've gotten a couple people saying that they would like to come see me, but please work with me first, see if we're matched, and then if I feel yes, then I'll give you, you know, the way to come see me in person. There are a couple of opportunities once in a while that I will post online that will give you the opportunity to come meet me in person. I'm not too far from LA. I'm in California, so that opportunity will come up once in a while if you guys are willing to make the trip, make the drive. There's many retreats that I do once in a while, gatherings, sacred gatherings, meditations, stuff like that. So anyways, it would be nice to have you part of the Moon and Womb group and gathering. And yeah, I'm looking forward to what's to come next. So I'm going to end this with a quick prayer because I do feel it's just good. It's good in the heart to check in with the heart and just breathe. And just thanking the heart, thanking yourself for where you've been, thanking the Great Spirit that guides us all into our sovereign, integral, and the freedom, what freedom means to you. And just breathe with a heart full of love and gratitude. May peace be with you. May grace be with you. May beauty be with you. And may the love that you are continue to flow to you and through you. And follow your sacred path on what that means for you. Anyone can guide you, but only you get to fully direct and point the way. And it is a beautiful way, whichever way you choose to go. Peace and blessings, everybody. Thank you so much. May you all be blessed, and may your family be well, and healing for all. Thank you.